All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Hibike Euphonium, Season 3, Episode 1. It
New
feels
season.
so good to be able to say that.
Season 3 of a show that we haven't watched, previous stuff. We would just watch the OVA. But the previous stuff in over 3 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's been a bit.
And now we've had some time with Kumiko. We've had some time with Reina. We've had some time with our girls. And they're doing great.
They're doing great.
They're doing pretty good.
But this is their last chance.
Last year.
Oh, boy.
Yep. We've seen students come and go, get sent to the college slaughterhouse.
Right.
Yes.
Of graduation.
Graduation, where there is no return.
Yep. So, make this a good one.
Make this a good one. And I'm excited to see what pacing style they choose
Yes.
for this season. Given that we were not really enthused with the movie's pacing, but you know what? Hey, that was a movie. Movies are different and run by different people. But let's see what they do with this one. So y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
Sounding good? It does feel good to see Reina conducting.
今年の1年生はどうですか。
やる気十分ですよ。
Or is that just her imagining?
No,
Or is she actually
super
just
late.
super late?
Didn't hear the alarm because listening to music as she went to sleep. No, 6:30. Okay.
おはよう。
Oh,
今日からまた早いのね。
月曜はミーティングあるから。
down to that milk and is out of there.
いつまで部活なんだ。
大会までって言ってましたけど。
Oh
行
wow.
ってきます。
There's some fun.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Ah, this anime's so gorgeous, though.
We're gonna get a new OP.
Uh-huh, we are.
All right.
今年は幹部3人だから意思疎通のために交換ノートでも書けって言われたけど、みんな来るまで個人練行ってるね。この春からきちんと書いていきたいと思います。
Yeah.
Okay.
今年はせっかく3人なので部長と副部長が人間関係のフォローをしてドラムメジャーが演奏の指導に専念できるようにしたいと思います。
頑張っていきましょう。お前の木か。はいはい。よし。
ってもんじゃないでしょ。
勝手に覗くな。
5分遅刻。コメントは読んで書いてくる決まりでしょ。
2年生の秋。
Yeah.
先輩の引退とともに私は北宇治高校吹奏楽部部長に任命された。なれるはずだという願いも虚しく時は過ぎ。
部長。久美子。あ、
Yep. Again,
Right.
there it is again.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
配ったプリントの通り今週の木曜日から積極的に声をかけてください。
All right.
どこかふわふわして落ち着かないまま
Nah, it's explicable.
Yeah. Very much so.
私の3年生は
A new euphonium.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
鍵返しに
お前さん。ずいぶんギリギリですね。
少し吹いてて。
わかりました。
お前。はい。予令はとっくになってるぞ。早く教室へ行け。3年3組だ。
Okay.
行け。
All right.
Hey, you're in time. You're in time.
席こっちですよ。
Hey,
Yeah.
you guys are in a class together.
じゃあお疲れ様です。今年も同じクラスなんだ。これは控えめに
Ah,
運命。
clearly. Oh,
それ
yeah.
コ
に吉沢さんも
Nice.
さん、高久さんに森本さん。
Oh, cool.
水分多くない？
Quite a few.
Yeah.
そりゃあ
3年にもなって浮ついてるようだな。気を引き締めろ。
なるほど。
We got a hard ass.
おはよう。
おはようございます。
担任の松本道恵だ。この学年は1年から担当してるからな。3年生になって部活に勉学。今まで以上に忙しくなるだろう。高校生活
Yeah.
最後の1年だ。
Who's that?
そして何者でありたいのか、きちんと考えてほしい。
Okay.
Yeah. Adulthood.
Yep.
相変わらず思いつかない。
Talking to her instrument.
Yep.
先輩たち早いですね。3年は 教室近いからね。みーちゃん、なんで5組なの？別々になっちゃったんですね。はい、さつきは2組です。クラスどうだった？
僕は鈴木。
変わろう。あ、そうだ。確かカナピーと一緒でしたね。どうしてです？ちゃんと私が就任しました。おお、そうなんですね。そうの強い子入ってきたらどうしよう。ああ、かなでちゃんみたいな子いるからね。こんにちは。
Hello.
じゃあ、混んできたから私先行ってるね。あ、お任せ。
Maybe.
Maybe just a little bit.
何？今後に向け1年生をぜひとも引き。でも後藤夫妻と夏希先輩が抜けただけですけど、から入ってくれそうな気もしますけど、実力以外の要素もありますし、これ以上久美子先輩の良い時間。
Oh, you did hear. Yeah, yeah.
とにかく大変なんだよ毎年。私最初からチューバ一択でしたし。おー、偉いぞー。別の楽器も考えてました。とも一定数いますよね。
コンバスは今年は入れないんですよね。
2台しかないからね。
2人だけの方が。
あれで本当に付き合ってないんですか？変な見方し。
Yeah. Stop shipping.
Yeah.
してあそこまで緑先輩に。それは何か知ってるんですか？なんでだろう。チューバーあと2人ずつは欲しいところだよね。勧誘頑張るしかなくない？身も蓋もありませんね。低音は人気なくても部長、大前久美子先輩の人望がありますから、久美子先輩と2人でもいいなって思ってますし、可愛い後輩がこんなに気を使ってるのに自分で可愛いって言うんだ。事実ですから。どうして笑うんですか？
Don't laugh at that.
確かに可愛いなと思って。分かればいいんです。分かれば。おお、いい感じ。
Oh,
Cool.
very nice.
もう貼り始めてる部もあるし、早く貼った方がいいと思う。
これ貼って帰るわ。
サンキュー。
Only 2? Just that's it? Or that they're print out enough to put them up everywhere?
気づいてたの
I'm
か。
guessing that's just the template.
じゃなきゃ
Just make copies.
ドラムメジャーとして幹部やれって言われなかった。
それだけじゃないでしょ。
そう。塚本とはどうなの？
部長と副部長としてなら。
Hmm.
何？別に。
Well, are we at this point where we can just
What
say
about
what we
off the
think?
record?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
別に。
yeah.
これでたくさん入ってくれるといいですね。
入ると思います。
And now she's like, yes.
Speaking very confidently.
勘です。
Well, also when Suichi said the same thing, and she's like, more is not always better, you know?
Right, right.
仕方ないでしょ。滝先生が顧問だからなんて前にも言ったけど、ライクじゃなくてラブ。
Yeah, yeah, we know.
Yeah.
何？
別に。
Keep this going, please, Kumiko.
Yeah.
ずる。ごめんごめん。
Someone practicing by the river.
Yeah. You getting our reference to the episode title?
じゃないか。
We find out that Asuka actually had like a younger sibling that
どこまでも伸びやかに広がっていく音だった。
うまいね。でも久美子の方がうまい。
何それ嬉しい。
輝かしい皆さんの入学を祝して。
Yeah.
1年生に受けてるね。
Mm-hmm.
早速南中のうまい子入る。
Oh.
パーカスも聖女の子が見に来たって。聖女？
damn.
部長。どうしたの？そんなに急いで。低音パート見学したいって子がいて。
Yes.
Oh shit.
Let's go.
4人も。
Oh.
いつも姉がお世話になってます。姉です。
Oh.
それで低音の楽器に興味あるみたいだから。
とりあえず座ってもらいましょうか。チューバでね。しかしさすが久美子先輩。いや私関係ないから。
吉井さんだよね。
鈴木先輩。
吉井さん上手だったから。
ってことは2人は同じ中学？水部は私だけで他3人は初心者です。どうして低音パートに？それはできたら初心者3人は一緒がいいねって話してて、予想率も低いからって。なるほど。まあですよね。改めまして鎌谷すずめです。中学はバスケでした。いられば痛め。嫌いな言葉は新興住宅です。
What? What?
好物って感じですね。見られば好物なんだ。好物は はこんにゃくステーキです。ニラレバは好きな言葉でややこしくていい。
Ah!
You'll fit right in.
アリアカホです。中学は漫画部で鍵盤派
Ah, fucking nerd.
ないですけど、私も高校から始めたんだから。
True.
本当ですか。では
Oh,
お気に入りのバンダナを巻いてたら、先日母親に
yes, I'm gonna find the One Piece.
おしゃれや。1年4組上石や。
I love that they're like cringe laughing
Yeah.
at this, you know, like,
全体的にキャラ濃すぎません。弥生時代だけかも。
was the only perfect period. Oh my god.
もともとみんなキャラ濃いもん。
Right.
ではここで緑が吹奏楽の
This
色
is
を
my
発表し
time
ます
to be a senpai.
先輩から受け継いだ伝統です。
Oh my god. I love it.
Yes, please.
入ってくれそうな空気ではあったけど、
Okay, so we're already seeing the dwindling of
Yeah.
maybe not.
30人くらい。
Wow.
変わらずトランペットは世界が大切なのは人数じゃなくて演奏が良く
Right.
ないと。
30 will apply, 4 will make it to trumpet.
Yeah.
入学してきた実力者が何人かいる。
Of course.
こ
Remind you of someone.
Yeah.
今年は絶対全国で金取りたい。滝先生の下で全国金を取って終わりたい。関西で負けた時思った。追いついたって。私も悔
Right.
しいって。ダメ金なんかじゃ喜べない。この悔しさは消えないんだって。その前に大仕事よろしくね。あれか。こうして新入生歓迎期間は過ぎてゆき、結構な数の入部希望者が訪れ、
All right.
Cool.
入部を決めてくれた。
Oh my god.
Yeah, we are
That is
set.
so many.
このように高音域で目立つので、前に出る気持ちが強い人に私も気が強いです。
And I also want to be noticed.
時に厳しいことも言いますが、絶対にみんなを上に連れていく自信があります。人はいくらでも強く出られますもん。はじめまして。久石かなでです。
She's putting on a very specific persona right now.
ユーフォニアムといって丸みを帯びた落ち着いた3人か。私のせいじゃないですよ。
No.
私ユーフォの魅力十分伝えましたから。よろしくお願いします。
And hey, those
Yep.
were the 3 from the 4 that came in together. You know, one of them wanted to play clarinet. That's fine, but
And
you know.
Asuka, did something similar.
Yep, exactly.
総勢90人。
Oh my god. This is an army.
Yeah.
遅くなってすみません。
Swoon.
Yeah, yeah.
顧問の滝昇です。担当教科は音楽ですので、皆さん
You
の
may
授
see
業を
me.
受け持つこともあると思います。それでは部長。
Yeah.
今日はこれからこの部の活動方針を決めたいと思います。活動の目標を自分たちで決めることにしています。
Yep.
厳しい練習に励むか、結果よりも具体的に言えば目指すかどうかということになります。
Damn.
私、最初に多数決で決めています。後悔のないよう選んでください。
Okay. Not go to nationals or anything like that. First place.
となく、一致してほしい。
Right.
Right.
決を取りたいと思います。全国大会金賞を目標に頑張りたいと思う人は挙手をお願いします。
Yep. Public vote. Whoa. Same thing as before. Not everyone immediately rose their hand.
But that's a lot of raised hands.
But I think everybody did eventually raise their hand.
では、満場
Yep.
一致で
Okay.
今年の北内高校吹奏楽部は
Oh.
All right.
Let's fucking go.
まだ終わってない。
Yeah, yeah.
全国で金を取ることは決して楽なことではありません。
あとは私からお話ししても。
Yeah.
Save me, save me.
全国金を取ることは容易ではありません。
It's not just a difficult feat, it's an extremely difficult feat.
Right.
目指すと
Thank you. Yeah. Yep.
そのことを皆さんわかりましたか？
All right.
北宇治高校吹奏楽部へ ようこそ。
Oh, the animation. All right,
All
that's
right.
how you start a season.
Here we go.
That's how you start it. Just
Yep.
nice and clean. Make the decision. Here we go. Off to the races.
Yep. Oh, what we got?
Oh.
疲れた。
No OP or ED maybe this episode.
Yeah.
編成も考えなくちゃね。
足りてないパートもあるしな。
UFO だって一人じゃ心もとないでしょ。ああ、確かに。
And here's the new youth again.
Yeah.
この音。
久石か。
No.
先行ってて。
おい。
So were they not at the club
They
earlier?
might not have been. No. The roof. Yep. Go, go, go.
ごめんなさい。あ、駅近くの土手で吹いてた？もしかして大前久美子部長だったりしますか？やっぱりイメージ通りだ。ごめんなさい。
Oh, wow.
私、黒江真由と言います。
Mayu. Wait.
次の曲が始まるのです。
Oh shit. Wait.
Wait. Okay.
Season 3 has started.
It has.
Uh-huh.
And I like where the episode left off of both the, okay, we make the decision that we're going for gold at nationals. It's a
The entire
unanimous
club
vote.
decided to, even
Yep.
though because we're doing the whole public vote thing, which we've discussed in previous seasons and stuff, has some social implications if you're the one to be like, no, I'm not gonna do it.
Right.
Even if you maybe only raise your hand because your friends are doing it, we'll get to see where the rubber meets the road for them in later episodes.
Yep.
But we also introduced our new youth player,
Right.
who seems to be set up to shake some things up here. Kuroe Mayu, someone that doesn't seem like we've been introduced to before.
Yeah, and
no
it
reference
doesn't
to
seem
her in
like
any
the
of the
name
previous
is
stuff.
right.
Like she's not a family member of anybody that we know or anything
Yeah, it doesn't
like
seem
that.
like it. And I like the decision to have there be like very much like, okay, this is the new character. Because that feels like, okay, we'll actually be able to go deep on who she is,
Right.
and like how she integrates into the base section and all that stuff. So cool.
I also like it as well because the base section newbies that were introduced were brought up with kind of this very silly, happy-go-lucky approach to the base section, and you saw Kanade and Kumiko exchange a look of like, that's how it is. Of like, the reason why they chose this group is because it's not so popular and they thought there would be very little competition. But we can immediately see that if this Kuroe Mayu joins the base group, there's going to be
There's
some
gonna be
hefty competition.
A lot of competition.
And
yeah.
maybe specifically for the euphonium position.
Sure.
Which might pit Kanade and Kumiko against each other potentially.
Sure.
Or just the three of them as a whole against each other to see which of the three is going to get left out.
Although I think that like there might be the option of just they're
All
going to
three.
have they're going to have more than 2 youths playing, which would be pretty cool.
Maybe we'll
But-
see. But then them getting maybe forced into the other instrument positions of like,
Exactly.
No, youth
You
is
don't-
pretty taken.
Yeah,
you might
you
want to
don't-
go into another one.
When Raina mentioned that, like, oh yeah, there's 30 people that want the trumpet. It's like, Jesus Christ.
And also, the trumpet is stereotypically one of the more complicated actual instruments, even though it's pretty, like in terms of difficulty to play properly. A lot of people just can't play the trumpet. Like, they just never get past that initial hump. Like,
Sure.
It's not an easy instrument as far as brass instruments go.
Right, and yeah, that'll be interesting to see. Like, because I can't
There's going to
remember.
be a culling. It's going to be like
Oh,
a
yeah.
big, like, just
I can't
half
remember
of you
if they
out.
said that it was 90 people in the club now total, or just 90 people first years that were wanting to get
I believe
in.
it's 90 people in the club total.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Because especially with the amount of people that we saw when the vote was happening, I'm like, that doesn't seem like 90 first years. So
No,
yeah, probably
no,
more like
90
total.
total.
That's still
Yeah.
a lot of people.
It's
Like,
way more than they've
damn.
ever had. Way
Oh,
more
yeah.
than they've ever had. I want to
Yep.
say I want to say they were operating with at least like 20 or 30 less in the
Yeah.
previous year.
And Raina's concern of like, hey, that more people doesn't necessarily make the club better. That is very true.
We want
right?
to improve our performances, and because we're losing specific third years, we need to have first years that come in to basically replace the gaps that were opened up by people leaving.
Although, regardless, this is probably going to mean great things for the school in the long run, because if this is what we have now, it getting bigger and bigger,
it's going to snowball.
Then, by the time you have this batch of first years that are third years, they're going to be the powerhouse school, probably.
They really could be, yeah.
Yeah, but that's not what Kumiko's going to see, so we have to make this year work. Awesome.
Yeah.
I liked the way that the perspective for this episode was kept pretty small, like, intimate and close and everything. We'll have to see in the next episode sort of what the more of the formula is for the season, since this is just the introduction to the fact that, hey, season 3 is here.
Well, I think we've actually got not a formula, but a pretty strong hint as to what the formula is, in that by focusing the entire episode on just the recruiting process, the next stage of things is the actual auditions. And that's going to take time.
Yeah.
Which means, we're not doing the whole year this season.
Which makes sense.
There's no way. They got to do some major time skips if they even want to get close to that. Because you're going to get not just the auditions, you're going to get then the decisions about the auditions. Then the actual practicing and delineation of tasks and efforts and all that.
And that's with taking into account the fact that we can focus primarily on the unpopular base section, so that we're not completely overcrowded.
Right. Effectively, we have 4 new characters there.
Yep.
And that's a good number. That's not too unwieldy.
Yeah, especially since 3 of them come prepackaged, like they're already friends.
They're
and stuff.
a friend group, yeah.
Yeah, so you can kind of get to know the friend group, and then
individually
from there get to know the individuals.
Yeah, about Mayu, yeah. I do like the way in which they made a point rather quickly in that Mayu is not a socially adept person, or at the very least has already heard things about this wind ensemble group, but is nervous maybe about joining.
Right, because she was not present before.
Right. And her uniform also was just not the school's uniform. So I'm guessing she's a transfer of some kind.
Gotcha.
Which could apply to this as well, that she's, just wasn't there for the first day.
And she knew specifically about Kumiko, which is impressive.
Right. Which means she's probably from another school that either lost to them.
Sure.
Or another school that just watched them perform. I
would not be surprised if, now granted, if she knows about Kumiko and if she is like a transfer, like you said, because I wasn't paying too much attention to the uniform, that would make sense for it to be something as a result of what happened in second year. And they didn't do as well in second year as they did in first year. But if it was something where in first year they ousted somebody that was like a school, because I think they got bronze at nationals.
Right. It's also just a thing of where even if it's not that, there was very clearly a person talking to Taki that's set up to be her.
Oh,
and that could have been just Taki giving the info. Now that I think about
it, that would totally make sense.
Yeah.
I like that they strongly and early brought up the whole idea of Kumiko's parents being like, "So when's she gonna quit her club?" It's like, damn, that's rough. That is.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Is that this has nothing to do with your career.
Nope.
There is no way you're going to become some kind of professional, euphonium player.
Right.
You are not nearly at the level of what would be necessary to become that. You are, Reina, for instance, is one of those kind of
will probably
diamonds
become
in
a
the rough in that
professional
regard. Well, she might. That's the thing.
Sure.
If she has a chance to.
Right.
But in the realistic sense, Kumiko has zero chance.
It makes sense for that to be something for Reina to pursue.
Right. It does not make sense realistically
really
for Kumiko unless she turned on the gas this season.
And, parents aren't necessarily going to want to see those kinds of risks be taken.
Sure. Or another thing is they're going to specifically encourage the thing that you seem to be passionate about if you're really, really, and I mean really passionate about it.
And they haven't known you to be a passionate person in the past.
And also you did just, lose effectively the regional sides of things.
With the previous year. Right, exactly.
So it seems like it's more of a thing
if you
of
guys had made
you've got a good hobby, and that's great.
Right.
But, it's a hobby.
Yeah, if they had made nationals 2 years in a row, maybe they'd think differently about things, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
At some level, it's a whole thing of where parents are not going to, immediately go and be like, when are you quitting? they're talking about this, between the two of them.
Right.
Once she leaves, they're like, so when's she quitting that? It's like...
Yeah, and because they want it to be sooner, and we very much saw the ways in which her regular studies were suffering, right? Like she was coming in late for homeroom class on the first day. She hadn't even checked what class she was in.
Right.
Because she was just practicing from, the get-go really early.
Yeah, there's something to be said for the fact that part of what it takes to excel in something is you need to have the basics down. And when I say that, this is something that I really like that even the OVA before this focused on here, is that it's not just the basics of like breathing, like learning how to have proper breath control. This is something that I carry over a little bit with regards to running, is that if you don't know how to breathe right, you can't run right. It doesn't matter how tall or how fast you are or what have you. It just doesn't work. But also in regards to hobbies and passions and side projects or sports or what have you, if you don't have your regular daily life stuff down with regards to sleeping right, eating right.
It absolutely affects everything.
It affects it in a dramatic way that you might not even notice until you get that stuff done right. And then you go, holy shit, wait, now everything's just clicking.
This is so different,
It's so much easier now.
Yep. Yeah. It's the first time that, it's funny. I feel like that's the sort of thing that you discover as you grow up and as you have experiences with that. Because if it's not sort of targeted enough or strong enough or for an extended enough period of time, the results will be muddied, know? And then you won't really notice in it, and it won't become a conscious thing.
Right.
But then once you start to have that, like,
it's hard to balance out knowing what's contributing to what.
Exactly. It's just like, nothing helps or whatever, because when
the
nutrition is probably the biggest example of this,
But sleeping is one I think we can all relate to in a lot of ways.
Because that's a lot more direct and straightforward.
Because it's not just the physical idea of like, I need to wake up at this time, but thus I must go to bed at this time. It's the qualitative aspect of your sleep because of maybe your mental health or like
or not being on
stresses.
your phone and then immediately trying to like
or listening
close your eyes
to
and
music
go to
and stuff as you went to sleep, so you don't wake up all groggy and stuff because your brain was focused on some other things. Now that can be helpful. I don't know. I'm not a musician and stuff, so
but all of these complicated things basically that are going to be coming into play here, and I'm sure the patience that the parents have is because they see Kumiko getting up really early and another early day. Yep, down the milk, go. Right? It's like, all right, cool. So she is definitely applying herself, so that's not an issue.
Yeah.
And then it's just but is it going towards the things that we particularly value? Because even with her applying herself, it's going to have an effect. It's going to have an impact.
And she's also the class president. The
club president. Right, exactly.
Yeah. So that adds up too.
Yep.
And all that with the then fun classic thing of the first year's brought in somebody who might have some talent.
Right.
She might not just have some talent. She might have some real talent.
Yeah.
And it's the kind of thing where they could hear her playing from that far away and go, oh, she's good.
Yeah.
Now,
like
Reina
it reminded them of Asuka.
Right. It's the whole thing of Reina being like, well, you're better. And it's like, yeah. Maybe right now.
But damn.
But maybe if she ends up getting put into a position where she's with a group and she feels that sort of confidence, maybe if she's, practicing with, a lot of other people that give her some pointers and stuff to have that extra couple years of experience.
Kumiko has been practicing in a disciplined manner. There is the possibility, even though I would say it's unlikely, that this person is not. And then once they start doing that, it'll have some more dramatic change.
Sure.
But yeah, I like this. I like the conflicts so far. They feel very like clear and straightforward. And yeah, let's get the full first year treatment of 2 seasons for this competition.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I do like, even though they're rather silly, I do like our friend group coming into the base setup here because it reminds me of our original trio.
Oh, absolutely.
That was Kumiko.
Yeah, exactly.
Hazuki and Midori and stuff because they did have their whole silliness and stuff.
And they're
they had
different
the one
gimmicks
person who was like, oh yes, Hazuki is like, I've never played a musical instrument in my life, but I'm wanting to come in here with this. They've got their whole ridiculous energy and stuff. And now our third years, who were once first years, could look back at them and be like, we were we this cringe too, and it's like, no, don't dishearten them.
Hey, they're doing their own thing, right?
Yep.
Tell
Let
them
have
that. Tell them that. Oh yeah, I didn't play any instruments too the first time I came here. Don't tell them because I hadn't played any instruments before. I really sucked, and I wasn't able to play with them.
I did nothing my first year.
I did nothing my first year, and even now I'm like struggling to keep up.
Yeah, I might have held back our octet, just a few months ago from actually being able to, get into
represent the school.
The representation of the school. Yeah. So that's all fun there. But yeah, very, very nice, simple start. And then I liked also that Taki did his part to support Kumiko in her position there. Even though he is a big pull for why a lot of them are there, it does seem like
he's giving her the space to be the president.
Right, the space of her doing basically his part that he did way back when made this, I would say, a lot more of a genuine feel, at least from my maybe biased perspective, for them all deciding to go to nationals.
And that's a great point. I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, that is a very
It's not him asking them that.
Right, because
it's
a lot of
Kumiko
the people in the first years, it's like the teacher is asking us something, so they must have a correct answer in mind, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And it's Taki, the legend,
Exactly.
Like, some of them are here probably because not only him being attractive, but it's
this school is known for this thing. Oh, and they have a teacher there that's like got the record, right?
Right.
The other thing though that I think is kind of interesting here is that in the first season there was very much the sense of like Taki's like, my time is valuable, so like don't waste it.
Yeah.
Given that there's even more people in the club now, like way more.
He's like, you may see me in class.
Right.
You will see me in class sometimes.
Exactly. It's the Kumiko, I will be counting on you to, do all the things that I've taught you guys how to do, because the kinds of things that were going on in season 1 of like constantly stopping it and being like, this specific person is, is like, and finding out who the specific person is that's, causing problems and stuff, that with 90 people you can't do that. That's not gonna work,
Yeah.
But
all
OP
right.
and ED next episode. Let's see them.
Yep,
I need to see them.
I'm so excited. But y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel. So yeah, if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.